Hey y'all, how you doing? It's Sunday the 27th. I know you're thinking, hey, those guys were supposed to be at the racetrack. Well, we were supposed to be at the racetrack today. We called and canceled yesterday morning. The rain was gonna the duration. It was gonna rain from about 5 o'clock in the evening on Saturday all the way through to 8 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if you can see the sun coming through the window here. Calling the track this morning, actually after church about noonish or so, realized that talking to him, we made the right choice. He said just about 12:30 or so, you were just starting to see little lines and spots, that high spots that were from the wind blowing was starting to dry up. So we probably could have got a dry line, a dry track, and got half a day in. But that would have required a lot of work, not just drive around in your car. The place puddles, so there would have been a lot of sweeping involved, and maybe even working around and behind the blower. They got a blower on the back of a tractor that they could always help us out with a bit. But with the rain and all that, you got the knocking the leaves in the fall. The leaves are already a little loose, and they get all over the track, and it's a lot of work. If it's dry, it's not an issue, but you add that wetness and it messes everything up. So getting right into it today. I'm going to start working on the RV XX. I'm going to tear it apart. We put the rod out of this one at MIS September 2018, August 2018, something like that, August. So it's been a year that it's been sitting, and we've been playing with the RVS, the old backup motor. So we're going to tear this one apart today, get the crank out of it, make sure we know what we're doing with crank seals and what have you. And then we're going to go on to Mondo Kart and order us a rod and everything we need to rebuild the crank. We'll send it to our buddy John West. Hey, John, how's it going, buddy? We're going to send it over to Chicago and have John do the crank. And yeah, the cylinder wasn't hurt. That trip we made to Gingerman recently, where we only got a couple laps of break-in on the motor and then it broke. Dennis, our buddy Dennis Bernier, that loaned us the tools. Hey, Dennis, how's it going? He actually gave me a little class on how to zero out the bore gauge and measuring the piston and where to measure the piston and measuring the cylinder. And he measured the cylinder for this engine that had the lower rod bearing literally went right through it, right? And it's not hurt at all. The chrome isn't hurt at all. The nickel still looks good, and he measured it and said it's, for his liking, for his amount of clearance, which is 2.8 to 3.2 thou, 53.93 or 9.4 would be on the tighter side of the okay amount of wall clearance that he's comfortable with. So still virgin bore, right? I mean, she's still in good shape. Although we had, when we got the engine, it had 6 hours on it from factory brand new with a 9.5 piston, a 53.95 piston in it, and that's what we replaced it with. Back then, I wasn't really measuring things like I am now. So that 9.5 piston must have measured a lot smaller than 53.95, or it never would have, worked with the clearance, right? So we're learning as we go. After all these years, 30 years in, as Bob said, 30 years in, Big Daddy's still learning and making mistakes. So what we're going to do is work on the RVS today. We'll get it torn apart. We get the four-stroker here. Speaking of Bob, the four-stroke engine that's going to go on the four-cycle kart that we're building is here. We got her all covered up and hunkered down, keeping her warm, keeping her dry and clean. And, of course, we got the kart off the wall. Since my kart's still actually out in the street, in the trailer, connected to the truck, being that it's still Sunday, we were supposed to be at the track today. Brother Rich would get over and help me get the kart out, and we're going to get it over to his garage. So it leaves us room to start cobbing and welding on all these projects we've got going here. So that's it. Here we go. As winter gets started, it's going to be a long winter, and we're going to need every minute of it to get all this stuff worked up. So we'll get parts coming for the RVXX, and we'll get this stuff here functioning and operating. And we'll bring you that video as we're doing it. Okay, Sherry just snuck in and out the garage. She doesn't want to be on the movie though. She doesn't like being on the movie. But that's it. We'll bring you some more as we make progress. God bless you. I love you. We're praying for you.